switches have finally come in for the Holtzforma 372. So we'll go ahead and get that installed today. And they look very similar to what came on it. Nothing fancy about them. Hopefully they'll hold up pretty good. But if they didn't, I ended up getting a 2-pack. And got these off of Amazon also. They had good reviews on it, so there were some that didn't have good reviews, but this one did. So we're gonna get one of these installed. And we'll put the other one in the bag for them, and we'll tape that up, and we'll write on there what it is. And this is a Harbor Freight crap. I don't recommend buying that. This is one thing that I would recommend not buying is the Harbor Freight packing tape. It is very, very thin, and before you can get the whole thing peeled away, it will come off in strips trying to get it to come open. See, I don't know, I'm rambling on about dumb stuff, but get this taped up for the man so we can move on to putting the switches on. There we go. All right, so I think I had mentioned before that would be a good idea to hook this thing up, and before we shove it in its spot, we make sure that off is off and on is on. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to hook it up like this for right now. And it's in the stop position right this minute. And let's see what happens. Yeah, that should have started by now. It's probably flooded. So there, it just popped off, it sounds like. Alright, so hooked it up the first time the right way. So when you have it oriented like that, golly day, I swear, this phone is getting on my last nerve. So when you have it oriented like that, you want the yellow wire on top, black wire on bottom. Now we're just going to tuck those wires in there. Push that in. Oh, maybe. That dang old bugger. Well, that's no good. You guys got to see that right on film. Let's see what we can do with that. All right, get off of there, for crying out loud. All right, let's set you off the side. I have no idea if anything else came out with that. Let's compare that with the other one. Well, looks like I don't need to tape that up. Well, it looks like it should. And not sure if anything got lost out of it or not. But it seems like all you would need to do is put it back together. I'm thinking something is missing. I didn't see anything else come out of it. And it did work. But it just doesn't seem to hold itself together very good, does it? I wonder if we can dissect the good one to learn about the old one, or the one that come apart. So this is some of the stuff that you can come across when you do this kind of work. Little stupid things like that can happen. You just got to remember that you got to do the right thing. And oh, by the way, it'll be too late by the time you see this video, but it is Valentine's Day, guys. So make sure you take care of your gals and you get them some flowers, and they don't have to be the fancy expensive ones, you know, that are $100, $150. You don't need to do that. Most of the women out there, they just want some flowers. They don't have to be expensive ones. I just want to know you thought about them. And get them a card. Maybe you go out to dinner or something. Just trust me. They do a lot for us. It's the least we can do. All right. All right, so this seems like it wants to slip out of there fairly easy. And since it's coming out of there kind of easy, and I think that is the biggest part, the biggest reason I may take some glue and run around that perimeter to hold this together, because it's not like it's clipped in very good. I think if we could take care of that little issue of it just coming apart so easy, I think we would be absolutely fine. And yes, this one looks exactly like that one. And so I don't think we lost anything. Yeah, when I pushed it back together, I didn't hear or feel any clicking, like something snapped together. So I think this will be a good switch. It's just that this gray section separates from the this white section so easily. It just slides right apart. So I think if you took and just put like some, I don't know, super glue maybe around that perimeter, or just maybe even here and here, you know, on your ends here. Just put a little bit across there and let that sit. I think it would be a decent switch. Oh, I see how it works. I see how it works. It's going to be kind of hard to show you guys, but basically all this switch is doing, let's see if I can get in here close enough for you. So this doesn't work like a lot of the other switches I've seen. So if you look at this, and I hope you can see it, this red section is basically set up as a wedge. It's cut out of like a 45 that way and a 45 that way. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. And what that does, when you slide that switch back and forth, that wedge takes and pushes on this spring here. So you got a leg of the spring going that way and a leg of the spring going that way. And it's just basically shaped like a V. So when that switch pushes against it, it takes those two legs that are spread out like that, and it goes like this with them, brings them in, which removes them from the contacts here. That's all it's doing. So it's pretty simple and basic. Not a whole lot to it. So if it pops apart, just remember to put the V shape of the back of the switch, or that red piece there. The V shape of that has got to match up with the V shape of that little spring that's in there if it comes apart on you. Yeah, that just slid together so easy. And I'm not sure if I don't think these were OEM. But I'm pretty sure that the OEM looks exactly the same, but I'm not sure if they're set up the same. But I even think the OEMs, I don't think they even lasted very long. I think they also had issues with theirs. I'm not gonna swear to it because I've never owned one, but. All right, we're back. I found some glue. I got a little piece of cardboard here, and that's what I usually mix my epoxies up on. Like I said, I'm gonna put a little drop of glue on the end here and on this end, and we're just gonna let that sit. Sometimes this is the things you've got to do, whether it's aftermarket or name brand. None of them are perfect. Yes, some are better than others. Whatever you do, don't get it on your fingers. Typically, it's all your super glues, crazy glues. And once you open them up, you have a short period of time to use it all. So I'm just gonna let that stuff sit there and dry. Shouldn't take too long, but I never have gotten super glue and crazy glue and stuff like that dry as quick as they say it will. I can remember the old crazy glue commercials where the guy put some on his hard hat and stuck himself up to an I-beam. If anybody remembers that, that'll tell everybody how old we are. So while we're waiting for that, I got this 07 or MS180C, and the C only stands for the starter rope assist. The starter assist is what that is, that larger spring I was talking to you about. That's all that C means. If you get anything that has that C behind it, that's basically what it's letting you know. So I didn't try this out last night. So let's see if the starter rope is better for this saw now. And I'm going to show you how to start one of these that does have the start assist. So you don't want to take it and sit there and go like this with it, like you would a traditional saw or a weed eater or whatever it might be. Just a steady pull. That's all you gotta do. So let's go ahead and start this thing up. There you go. Oiler seems to be working also, so we're good there. So yeah, that seemed like it was a little bit better. It seemed like it wanted to pop off just before just as I come to the end, which before it was a little different than that. I am going to sharpen the chain, find where I put it. I think I'll put it over here to give it a bath. So that'll be a lot cleaner. Won't have all that grease and mess all over it. And while I'm sharpening it, it's always fun trying to untangle a chain. Alright, so I'm going to blow that off. I got my grinder set up, and I'm going to get that chain sharpened up. And there's my grinder. Oop. You're gonna need a Dramamine after that. Got my grinder set up right there. I usually clamp it with my vise. If I'm doing it outside, I just clamp it to my bench out there with some Eagle Beaks. Right now I got it set for 25 degrees. So that's what we're going to go with on this chain. This chain is a one of those low profile Pico chains, and it's like a safety chain basically, and it's a round profile, not a chisel profile. It's a round profile. So that leading corner there is a rounded corner, not a pointed corner. Let me put one next to it so you can see what I'm talking about. So you see how the one on the left has a sharp corner profile, and the one on the right, the corner of it is rounded. So that's what I mean by that. Well, all I'm going to do tonight is sharpen this chain, and if that glue dries up on this switch, I'll get that switch put in. Other than that, it's going to get dark on me too quick. I think I got some more stuff in the mailbox I need to go down and get. But I appreciate you stopping by and checking out my channel. If you like my content, there we go, blurry again. If you like my content, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and send me some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're working on, and be kind and help people when you can.